General G.D. Bakshi's Editor-in-Chief Defence and Security is debating tonight with Sudha Ramalingam, Advocate and Vice President of the PUCL. Ms. Sudha Ramalingam, you talk about civil liberties, you fight for civil liberties as in the PUCL. What about the civil liberties of these small girls aged around 11 or 12 who have been rescued from the hands of Maoist terrorists who first raped them and then want to recruit them?
Without any verification, you seem to be asking questions. I think a statement made before a police officer is not admissible in law.
Ms. Sudha Ramalingam, medical examination by a lady doctor. Medical examination by a lady doctor confirmed the girls were sexually exploited.
1 minute, let me answer. You have asked me a question, let me answer you. The video that you say is have been circulated by whom? By the police. The police is waging a war against the Maoists. They are trying to tarnish the image of the Maoists. Who knows that this is really a statement given by the concerned person? This seems to be a confession.
So would you not believe the one of the girls? Ma'am, why have you made up your mind, Sudha Ramalingam? Because one contacted one of the girls' father.
I am not making up my mind. I'm sorry, you have made up your mind. I have not made up my mind.
Going by
I would like to ensure.
Ma'am, 1 minute.
No, you're not going by the fact. Let us find out the real fact. If it were true, it is wrong. If it is true, it is wrong.
Yes.
It is criminal if it is true. But definitely it will not be true for the simple reason that this is something which has been foisted by the state, by the CRPF to you to broadcast this. I do not think it will be true.
Yes. You see, now I'll make 2 points to you, Ms. Raman. I go to General Bakshi. My question, you say it's not true. I'll tell you why you need to reconsider your position. One, medical examination by a lady doctor confirms the girls were sexually exploited. One. Okay. Two, in the video, the Maoist leader Kudiyam Guja, who's the rape accused in this case, confesses to the child rapes being carried out by him and other Maoist terrorists. Three, when contacted, one of the girl's father on record talks about how the Maoist terrorists would threaten and beat him if he refused to let go of his daughter for this kind of sexual slavery.
Let's not be really sensitizing issues which are really sensitive in nature. Let us find out the truth. Indian Evidence Act very clearly states that any statement given before a police officer while in custody is not admissible in law. It has got to be proved otherwise.
General Bakshi.
A video given by the state, and it is actually waging a war against the Maoists.
General Bakshi.
Of war, everything is right, and the state seems to be doing it. They have an intention to malign the
but the equal argument. General Bakshi.
Very effectively.
Madam,
General Bakshi.
Arnab, I'd like to state that the chattering classes in our country have manufactured a narrative about the Maoists which depicts them as Robin Hoods and as Gandhians with guns. I hope after people have seen the evidence of their debauchery, the evidence of their cruelty and their inhumanity, things and attitudes will change. This is an extremist ideology. This is a highly militarized setup which is out to overthrow the democratic state in this country. Where has Maoism worked? In the times of Mao, 30 million Chinese starved to death or were shot or killed in in their concentration camps. Are we trying to foist this ideology onto us? And we recently had the case of the Maoist leaders sterilizing these people, forcible sterilization, which is what led to the eruption during the emergency. Forcible sterilizing of their cadre so that their sexual escapades would not lead to results which would weigh down the female cadre. Almost 40 to 50% of their cadres are female cadres. I think it's about time this country understood what we are really up against. And these bleeding heart pacifists who invent oxymorons like Gandhians with guns, kindly give us a break. Please understand what you are up against. In the whole of Jammu and Kashmir, there were just 3,500 total terrorists.
Okay, here the other side.
It took us 20 years
she wants to respond
to get them down to 300 odd which are there now. Today you have 15,000 armed terrorists and people tell us they are patriots. Let me tell you, they are in contact with the Chinese intelligence agency.
Across.
They are in contact with the ISI.
You see, in the
they
garb
are
of
getting weapons. They have asked for military-grade explosives.
No,
in return, they have been asked to target our industrial infrastructure.
This is,
for God's sake, understand what you are up against.
Sudha
Don't
Ramaklingam,
let these bleeding heart pacifists
this whole,
absolutely
to deprive,
mislead this country.
To carry out this, even if there's one case, and we are told there's not one but many, of the rape and forced recruitment of children who are not even teenagers by these Maoist terrorists.
Let me talk?
Where are the civil liberties here,
Let me talk?
Ms. Ramalingam?
Against
Would
humanity.
you let me talk? Would you let me talk? See, let me tell you, if there is going to be any terrorism, we are the persons who would definitely not accept any sort of violence. Violence in any form, either by the state or by any other organization, is not going to be accepted and supported by PUCL and organizations similar to us. All that I would like to say is, let us not sensitize issues which are really, really sensitive. The video that you are talking about and showing is something which has been put forth to you by the state, the government.
It has been verified beyond the video.
Annihilate the Maoists. They are trying to annihilate the Maoists. There is a war against the Maoists now. So all that they are trying to do is something which is against law, something which they are showing is not admissible in evidence. The Indian Evidence Act clearly states that any
you are taking up then but then you are not showing openness. You are not showing openness. If tomorrow security forces were made if security forces, if a single man in uniform, if a single man in uniform was accused of these things, the PUCL would be on its streets. If a single man in uniform was accused of such depravity, such debauchery, I don't have words to describe it, I am sure the PUCL would be on the streets rather than expressing this form of cynicism.
Yeah, we'll have
General
to find out the truth about this, about who the state has been
but you have made up your mind.
committing such offences.
I'd like
you are making up your mind.
Uniform men are
that
not
we
above
have
law.
a bunch of foreign-funded NGOs who have made it their business to demonize the armed forces, security forces, and delegitimize their operation. The fact, the boot is on the other leg. It is these Maoists who have been criminalized. This movement, like all terrorist movements, has actually ended up now as a criminal movement.
I put that question.
It is a gigantic extortion racket.
Okay, I put that question.
It up to 1,500
I put that question to the viewer tonight.
A year. And it is now trying to encourage the growth of, psychotropic substances.
I put that question to the viewer tonight, that should the PUCL, should human rights activists, should Maoist sympathizers, should everyone have the same openness on a question such as this? Or can they dismiss it as government propaganda? Tell us what you think. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been great bringing the news out to you. I'll see you again same time tomorrow. Till then, good night and goodbye.